AI is transforming customer service. It's real and it works. And with Finn, we've built the #1 AI agent for customer service. We're seeing lots of cases where it's solving up to 90% of real queries for real businesses. This includes the real-world complex stuff like issuing a refund or cancelling an order. And we also see it when Finn goes up against competitors. It's top of all the performance benchmarks, top of the G2 leaderboard, and if you're not happy, we'll refund you up to $1 million, which I think says it all. Check it out for yourself at fin.ai.
I spray, I wipe, I scrub, I rinse. Done.
Eavesdroppin.
Well, hello, Michelle.
Hi. How you going?
I'm well. It's a Wednesday. It's your weekly eavesdropping day if you listen as it comes out. I had a hangover on Tuesday.
What?
I know.
That's crazy.
It did feel crazy. It felt really over the top. Who has a hangover on Tuesday?
20-year-olds have hangovers on Tuesday.
Do they, though?
Every night of the week. I mean, I remember.
Do they, though? Because there weren't even any 20-year-olds out when I was out with all my over 45s, let's say. Actually, over 40s, because there was a young person.
Over 40s.
Actually, no, over 14s.
Oh.
There was a 14-year-old there.
What the hell? Getting drunk?
I know.
What?
No, he wasn't getting drunk.
Okay. Where were you? Were you out?
Yeah, we went out for my friend Roxanne's birthday.
Okay.
And we went for margaritas. We love a margarita, her and I. We met up with some people. I need to give them a shout out.
Wonderful.
Because they said they were going to listen once they get their shout out. Okay, so here it is. It's for the Shilton family who've come all the way from Australia to London. Shilt is an old friend of mine, originally from Devon, and his wife, Amy, who I also knew separately to him before they were together.
Did you put them together?
No, I didn't. I'm not responsible for that.
You're a matchmaker, I was hoping.
I do love, as you know.
Yes.
And their young chap, Louis. Now, Louis's going to listen as well. I have already primed him on the swearing because I had a mouth like a fucking toilet that night and I kept apologising to him. But he said it's okay.
He said, I've heard it all before from mum and dad.
We had an interesting conversation, actually, about an Australian kind of way of saying, do you remember when you were younger and you'd answer the phone? Somebody was calling for your mum, Jen, for example. Oh, hello there, little lady. Could I speak to your mother, please? And you'd respond by saying, I don't know why, it just makes me laugh. She's on the toilet. She's on the toilet.
She's on the toilet.
That is so visual, isn't it? That's a doing word. Why can't they just say she's, well, for a start, she's not available right now. Yeah. But if you really wanted to get specific, she's in the bathroom or she's in the toilet. She's in there. She's in there. Who knows what she's doing? Is she on it? We don't know. On it is a doing word. In it is like, that's just placing her there.
Well, yeah, but you could also say she's in the toilet, like 1 foot in there, 1 foot in the bowl.
She's on it.
She's on it. She's on the toilet. I cannot get her to
on
ring
the
you back.
porcelain, busy.
Oh my God. But that's like when...
I hate it. I don't know why it triggers me. It just does.
Yes, but do you remember when I was showering and you called and Andreas told you, yeah, she's just cleaning herself.
Cleaning herself, yeah.
Cleaning herself.
Like a cat, licking away.
It's just one of those things. But on the toilet, yes, it is very visual.
Yeah.
Have I said that in recent years? I'm sure I have, particularly if I want to embarrass my other half. Oh, he's on the toilet. It's on the toot. It's on the toot. I thought you were going to say something else, like, you know, when you're a kid and you're like, oh, yeah, mum's not here. She's
out gambling.
Cleaning her ears or...
Cleaning her ears.
I don't know, like doing something gross. You know, you just said
she's putting her tampon in.
Oh, no, my God.
I think she's got her period.
Oh, my God.
No, why would you do that when you...
I don't know, because when you're a kid, you're just honest and you just say what they're doing and they're like, no.
Exactly. They hold some back. Hey, by the way, I'm Geordie.
And I'm Michelle. You're listening to Eavesdroppin.
Exactly. You are listening to Eavesdroppin. You're eavesdropping on our conversation, but that's okay. We give you permission.
We do.
And like I said before, it happens every Wednesday, but you can listen any time of the day or night.
Yes.
Michelle likes to listen to podcasts whilst she's on the toilet.
No.
Cleaning it.
Not on the toilet.
Well, you could be holding on with one hand, couldn't you, as you scrub with the other?
What are you talking about? I don't hold...
When you clean a toilet, you're on it. In a way, you are. You're holding on to it.
I don't hold a toilet with one hand and scrub with the other. How do you clean a toilet?
You clean one-handed. Well, I might lift the lid with one hand whilst I scrub with the other.
Yes, but I'm not grabbing it like a porcelain bus when you're sick and you're about to vomit in there and you're hugging it. It's not like that.
Grabbing it like a porcelain bus.
No, I mean, what do I do?
Grabbing the handrail of the porcelain bus.
I would say the way I clean a toilet is I spray, I wipe, I scrub, I rinse, done. Flush.
Well, you weren't expecting that, listeners, were you? Oh, and flush. You weren't expecting a blow-by-blow account of how Michelle actually cleans a toilet. And if anyone knows how to clean a toilet, I mean, Michelle is on various toilets throughout the week, aren't you?
And also, I think there is, in fact, a video of me scrubbing a toilet.
Let's just go back and see if you're using two hands.
Yes. I've got the marigolds on and a toilet brush.
I haven't finished giving the shout out to the Shilton family. So it's
God.
Paul Shilton, a.k.a. Shilt. It's Amy Vale and it's little Louis. He's not that little anymore.
Wow.
But welcome to the podcast, guys. I hope that you're here to stay.
Welcome to the Eavesdroppin family.
Shout out. Shout out.
You're getting a shout out.
I also had a shout out. I have to give another shout out, actually, to the author, children's author, Marielle, who I passed in the street the other day and she shouted, "Keep up the podcast!"
Oh.
While I was walking my dog. She also said she loved my dog's name. And I told her that, yeah, it's a great name, but sometimes it makes me look a bit over-enthusiastic, especially at this time of year or a cold day when I'm shouting, "Winter!"
Yes, but it's a random. They probably think, oh, that crazy old lady with the dog, she just loves winter.
She's so excited.
She's so excited
Winter!
by the cold. Well, I want to thank all our patrons who obviously
we've moved on to Patreon.
Yes,
Patreon.
Patrons.
Patreon news.
Our patrons on Patreon. Yes. Those wonderful, amazing eavesdroppers who just keep dropping that coin into the little slot. Thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you.
Yes, we've got a news magazine this month. It's up. It's there. Please comment. We love it when you do. But I did want to give an apology to anyone.
Do we say something wrong?
No, it's more graphic content.
Oh, about?
Tonsil stones.
Did we talk about that?
So last week we did talk about halitosis and I said, oh, there's something in the throat. I looked it up. I've put a link on the Patreon. Tonsil stones. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
People who have their tonsils still, there's like a little flap of skin and what can happen is you get these calcified stones in there. And there's all of these videos on YouTube in the darkest, nastiest corners of YouTube.
No.
They've got their phone down their throat, looking at these tonsil stones that they then squeeze and pop out. And they get a finger in there and they're pulling out.
It.
And it's like they're squeezing a massive zit, except instead of pus coming out, it's like
Michelle, you're relentless.
Tens of these yellow tonsil stones.
It.
It's disgusting.
Please,
so,
I beg you.
Apologies to anyone.
I was just going to say you have a choice to look at that or not. Michelle's just given us all no choice. Thanks, Michelle.
But please, I did say viewer discretion advised on the Patreon.
But then you went and described it.
Yes, but that's nothing to the visual. Once you see that burnt on your retinas,
well, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Tonsil stones.
I still have tonsils. I don't want to know that that's another thing that could happen.
Oh,
shut up.
Awful.
No more from you. You're done.
I'm done.
I'm putting you on pause for 5 minutes. Which is what our listeners can do.
Yes, they can skip ahead.
And if that hasn't sold our Patreon account to you, I don't know what will. You can go over www.patreon.com/eavesdroppin, no G, and an apostrophe, I think, at the end. Sign up. In there is where you will find an extra episode every month, plus other goodies such as what Michelle just described, videos. There's photos of us being stupid, photos of other things. There's, TV recommendations. I think I've said that.
No, you didn't, but I have one.
Great.
Telerex for sure. Telerex, one more. I'm watching telly, you're watching telly, we're watching telly on the telly. It's the television.
It comes courtesy of eavesdropper Steph. It's called The Pit. It's a medical drama.
Well, it won all the awards at the Golden Globes, didn't it?
That's right.
It's supposed to be a reboot of ER, but not.
Well, it's kind of a day in the life. So it's 15 episodes and it covers literally hour by hour, one shift in the ER.
So it's almost like 24 crossed with ER. That sounds like a good show. I'd like to watch that.
It's very good. It's quite disturbing. You know, it's a lot of good camera work, a lot of mini stories within the context of all of this medical care. It's very graphic, Geordie. I have to put my hand in front of my face like this because they love to get a scalpel and have the blood squirting out. They love brains coming out. They love all the stuff. It's too much for me. So I just pop a hand
That's a surprise
in front of the face.
After listening to you describe the tonsil stones.
It is, but I can't do it. I can watch a tonsil stone come out. I can see also another apology. There are a couple of bad pus videos. Pimple popping.
Oh, listen, you can give it, but you can't bloody take it.
I can watch those, but when it comes to the actual blood on an ER stretcher, it's not for me. But it's very good. I would recommend The Pit. And I've been avoiding it. I've seen it come up and I've thought, oh, medical drama. No. No.
I love a medical drama. And who was telling me the other day that they love Casualty? Oh, my friend Laura. I don't know if she's an eavesdropper.
Okay.
She was saying she loves Casualty. Now, I used to watch that on a Friday with my little boy, who is now really old.
Right.
So it was way back in the 90s. We used to sit in and watch that. And it always started with some sort of catastrophe.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Laura is an ex-nurse.
She is.
So she probably has, she can watch it and be like,
And
oh my
relate
God,
to
intubate now, watch the vocal cords. Or, you know, she would love The Pit. Please tell her watch
All right.
The Pit.
I will.
It is very good. Thank you, Eavesdropper Steph, for the rec.
Thank you for the rec. Now, this week, I had a chat with some colleagues, is all I'll say. They've asked to remain anonymous for this reason. One of them told me a very unsettling story. I asked if I could repeat it, and she wasn't sure if I should because, well, you'll find out in a minute. Because it reminded me, I'll tell you why, because it reminded me of another unsettling story that we were once told, Michelle, whilst on holiday in Santorini.
Oh, my God.
If you remember, we were told that we weren't allowed to repeat that because it also happened to the person who told us' work colleague, right?
Yes.
Like one step removed. However, that story that we were told, I have since heard many times based in many different cities, not the city that we were told it happened in. So now I think it was urban legend.
Okay.
Just to set the scene, that story, I think we can basically sum it up quite quickly. A woman goes...
Was it on a date?
What was it? She had been seeing a guy on dates. Then she got jack of him. She started to ghost him. He was a
needy.
bit,
Yeah.
something was off about him. He got back to her. She gave him one more chance. She went for dinner with him. He brought a holdall. He told her it was because he was going to go and stay at his friend's house afterwards and that he could leave at 11 when his friend was back from work or whatever. They had dinner. It was pleasant. At the end, he said, oh, my friend's not home yet. Do you mind if I come back to yours for a bit? Maybe have a coffee and then I'll go. I promise. She's like, yeah, okay. She felt pretty easy breezy about it. He came back. She went to the bathroom at one point. While she was in there, and I may be skipping some of the important facts out, if they're facts, while she was upstairs in the bathroom, she heard all this crash bang walloping downstairs and she started to get the fear thinking, what the fuck is going on in there? And she got so scared she locked the bathroom door. He tried to get in. He was calling out and banging on the door and saying, come, what are you doing? Come out, come out. Meanwhile, she called the cops. The cops arrived and they told her to stay in. The person on the phone said, stay in the bathroom. The cops came in, arrested the guy, whatever, got him out. And then they said, is there another exit? They came up to the bathroom, said to the girl in the bathroom, said, we're going to undo the door now, but is there another exit out of the house? And she said, no. And he said, okay, right, we're just going to ask you to just walk straight out without looking into the sitting room, which she did. But then afterwards she found out that her sitting room was covered in plastic, a la Dexter, ready for her to be chopped and dismembered. But I don't know if I believe that because I've searched everywhere for it and all I've gotten was more of the exact same story in different types of ways.
Yes.
Right?
We have a new chef and I call his knife pouch his Dexter kit. And he's not that happy about it. And every time I hear something like this, I'm just like, oh, yes, Pontus and his Dexter kit. It's funny for a moment, but when you hear a story like this and you think, fuck, if it is actually true, that is horrific.
Yeah, so if it is true and I've messed up some in police investigation, then I apologize. But I'm pretty sure, like I said, I have heard this story several times since.
Okay.
I believe the person who told us believed it was true.
Yes. And when we said, listen, have you verified? Is it someone you actually know? Did it come firsthand from them?
She said, yeah.
If that is true, what a nightmare.
It's awful, right? Here's a similarly disturbing story. At the time, I 100% believed it, but I'm going to tell you what I heard from my colleague the other day. And it was a friend of a friend of hers, right? Who earns a lot of money and lives alone in the city of London. She had gone out for drinks with her friends, some work do, and then she called an Uber at the end to get home. And once she got home, she got straight into bed. And then after a little while, she heard some crash bang walloping in her apartment. She realized there was somebody in there.
Oh, God.
And she just thought, oh, shit, there's no way out. So what did she decide to do? You know, you've got those 3 responses: fight, flight, fawn, freeze.
Yep.
She pretended to be asleep, basically.
Didn't ring the police?
No, because I don't know, I guess she didn't. She pretended to be asleep throughout this active burglary that was going on. And then the burglar came into her bedroom.
Oh, God.
She still carried on pretending to be asleep. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Then the burglar leaned over her while she was sleeping, and he had her phone, and he used her face to open the phone and then went and cleaned her out, and then he left, took loads of stuff and cleaned out all her bank accounts, right? Now, just by telling you that little piece of the story now, it makes me think, because when I wake up in the morning and I haven't got my glasses on, or I'm not focusing properly, or one eye is shut, and I try and open my phone, it doesn't work.
Right.
I think you need your eyes.
Maybe. And I've never done that. I'm old school. You still need a number to get into my phone. There's no fingerprint. There's no face.
So this is where there's a small hole. The upshot of the story was that somehow the police did manage to track down the thief because of the Uber, and they discovered that he was part of a gang that had been targeting her and others like her, women who live alone in the city, who earn a lot of money. And when they went round to his house, they found loads of other ladies' handbags in the house. So if it is real, I apologize. It's pretty fucking disturbing. Excuse the language, Louie.
Yes, it is. But if it's real, I guess it's a warning. Be fucking careful. But if you can't trust your Uber driver, who can you trust?
Well, exactly.
You think you're getting into an Uber to be safe. And if that's not a sanctuary, it was like all the black cab assaults. You know, what was that, like 15 years ago in London?
I can't remember,
It was before Uber, before any of those. I mean, we always had like minicabs. Maybe it was minicab drivers.
Minicabs were really dodgy, but there was a black cab driver, who ended up being a bad guy.
And so women were like, I book a taxi to feel safe, and I'm not safe. It's really awful. I fucking hope it's not true, but what a shit story to make up if it's not true.
With that in mind, here's a little thing I found in an American newspaper. It's a deeply unsettling stat, actually. Here's a statistic for you.
It's stat moment in time.
She means statistics.
Stat me up.
Mom, I saw Dylan's dad make dinner. Like, actually cook, and it was straight fire. He said it was Blue Apron Assemble and Bake. All the ingredients showed up pre-chopped, and he just laid it out on a baking sheet, and no cap. Dinner was on the table in like 25 minutes. Apparently, it's chef designed, and it has like over 40 grams of protein. That's a lot, right? So maybe we try it. Just saying. You can be the next Dylan's dad. Blue Apron. Get $50 off your first 2 orders plus free shipping with code STIR50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
Every 15 seconds, somewhere in the United States, someone's house is being broken into. 15 seconds. But then think about the size of the United States. It's pretty massive.
What's their population?
I'm not going to tell you that number. I don't know it. A lot.
Should I look it up?
And while you're doing that, I will go on with the information that I've got, because it comes from somebody who used to break into people's houses, and they're sharing tips with us on how to stay safe.
All right.
What's the amount of people in the United States?
Take a guess.
Something in the billions?
No.
I don't know.
Not that many. 341.7 million.
Okay, that's a lot.
That's a fucking lot of people. So every 15 seconds, I mean, that's still a lot. That's 4 a minute.
341 million people. That's shit tons, isn't it?
That is a lot of people.
How many do we have in England? England, Scotland, Wales, do the whole of Great Britain.
69.5. That's it.
Million.
Yes. That's like 7 times more in the US, give or take.
It's a bigger country, America.
Yeah, but still, like, I always feel like the UK is crowded. But then I only really am talking about London. London always feels full.
It's true.
Yeah.
Right. Let me carry on with these tips from
Sorry.
former burglar Chris Patterson, who was a convicted burglar, 4-time offender. Now he's trying to turn his life around and he's helping us. He talked to an American news show called 2020 and said, if I can stop even one person going through what my victims went through, it's worth it.
Oh.
He said, people make it so easy for burglars to victimize them. And so, with that in mind, here's Chris's tips to avoid being a victim. Number 1, get a security system. According to Chris, he says security systems are worth it, especially the ones with cameras, because some of them literally live stream the burglary while it's happening, meaning that you can call the police in real time.
We have one of those in our summer house, and we get an alert on Andreas's phone when there's movement.
Oh.
And you can actually speak. It's normally his dad
Go
or
away.
his sister. And we're like, what are you doing in there? And they get the shock of their lives. But they really do work. Yeah, you see who it is.
And you can call the cops.
You can call the cops. And you can talk to them. Like, get the fuck
And
out
say,
of my house.
Warning, you have been caught. 2, you need to turn the fucking thing on.
Who has one and doesn't turn it on?
Well, the Ring doorbell, that's always on. However, some people do have burglar alarms and security systems, and they don't turn it on.
Yeah.
And actually, burglars do, when they see the alarms on the outside of the house, they go and check. They'll look through the windows, they'll look for the alarm box, and if it's not switched on...
The little red light's not flashing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
They don't just see the alarm and go, oh, okay, this one's Fort Knox, let's pack it in and go home.
They go one step further and check that
do.
it's on. You could always get as well one of those signs, dog lives here or whatever, beware of the dog.
Well, that is tip 3.
No.
Yes, beware of the dog signs do work even if you don't have a dog, and this is very low effort. Chris says, beware of the dog sign is enough to make the burglars go no way Jose and walk on by.
Interesting, because even though your dog would probably like lick them.
Mine's useless.
Yes.
Yeah. She'd lick them to death.
Yes. You don't know whether it's a Labradoodle or a Pitbull inside, do you?
Exactly. And actually, it puts them off the neighbouring houses too, because if they think the dog's there, the dog will bark, wake everybody up.
Yes.
So, bit of community service as well.
Very good.
And I don't think it works for stolen part-time cats, I'm afraid, Michelle. You can't say stolen part-time cat lives here
No.
and hope for the best.
We heard the AirTag go off the other night.
It goes off?
It's got a sound for when they're looking for that cat. Andrea's booted it out the door. Get out. It was cold. It was really cold, but we were like, no, you got to get out. You're being looked for.
Oh, no. So they do look for the cat at night time. And where is she? In between your legs.
Exactly. She was on the blanket, all curled up, happy. And I was like, Trace, what the fuck's that noise? And then I went online and I watched the video on Apple on the sounds that an AirTag makes. And I was like, oh my God, she's got to go. She's got to get the fuck out.
Lordy. What time was that?
Well, it wasn't so late. It was like 9:30.
Okay.
Even still, I don't want to knock on the door at 9:30 at night.
No. Oh, because they can find you.
Of course.
Why is my cat in there?
Because you didn't bring it in, bitch.
Yeah, because we feel sorry for it. That's why. Now, here's your last one.
Okay.
Stop announcing your holiday on Facebook. It feels obvious, but burglars check social media.
Right.
So if you're posting, can't wait for 2 weeks in Magaluf, hashtag and relax, you're basically giving them a timetable.
Yes, that is true. Mm-hmm.
And also, there's another one here. Everyone hides valuables in the same bloody place. According to Chris, it doesn't matter who you are, age, income, background. Almost everybody hides the valuables in the same spots. Jewellery, top drawer of the dresser, neatly organised, a little gift hamper there, ready for the burglars. Instead, he suggests doing something different, which is maybe putting it in a shoebox and hiding it somewhere boring like the kids' room.
Okay.
Because apparently burglars assume there's nothing of value in there. No offence, kids.
Well, do you remember in the 80s, there were all of those TV ads and you get the fake electric switch, the PowerPoint.
That turns the lights on and off for you.
No.
Oh.
It's a fake one and then you pull it out and it's actually a little drawer and you put all your valuables in.
Oh, I don't know that ad.
So it looks like a PowerPoint, not a PowerPoint.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
That was in the 80s. You don't remember those?
No, I don't.
It's like, keep your home safe.
With this handy little bum bag.
I remember Mum going, oh, that's a great idea. And I thought, we don't have any valuables.
I'm dialing up now.
I'll try and find that Aussie ad from the 80s.
Okay, do. So Chris's tips, they won't really help you after you hear my story for you today, Michelle.
Oh, my God. Have you got a break-in story?
No.
Oh, burglary?
No.
Dexter Kit.
Do you want to hear what I've called
Yeah.
it? It's called Devil's Breath on the Tube.
What the fuck?
Well, I'll tell you. You'll find out, right?
Someone with bad breath?
Listen, going back...
Tonsil stones?
Going back to the top of the episode, not as far back as the tonsil stones, when I asked you about the urban legends, whether it was true or false, here's another story to ponder. According to reports in the Metro, which is the free paper you get on the tube here in London, a woman travelling on the Elizabeth line, which is the new purple one, very popular,
Yes.
believes she was targeted with something known as devil's breath. I had never heard of it before, Michelle, and clearly neither of you.
No. What is it?
It's a drug that's infamous for leaving people confused, compliant, and with patchy or missing memories.
No.
Yes. Frightening. Or is it?
Is it like chloroform?
I'll tell you some more in a minute. To be honest, jury's out. But the woman, Deborah Oscar, her name is, she's a content creator. She's in her 30s. And she said that one day she was on the tube on the Elizabeth line. She's sitting alone in a fairly empty carriage when another woman approached her. Nothing seemed out of place. It wasn't anything dramatic. This woman was well dressed and she looked like a tourist. And she was slowly walking up and down the carriage, waving a newspaper and staring directly at Deborah. So she assumed she was about to ask for directions. Instead, the woman sat down next to her, and I don't know what happened, whether she blew something in her face, because that is something that I think people do when it's associated with devil's breath.
Okay.
What was noticed by Deborah was that almost immediately she began to feel strange. She was drowsy. She kind of felt floaty, peaceful, but like her body was shutting down. She wasn't panicked. She was really calm, which in hindsight is what scared her the most. And she later described it as feeling, well, eerie, I suppose. It just felt like something was off but not threatening.
Well, I would say for me, when I was living in London, no matter if I was on a bus or on a tube, if the bus or the carriage was empty and somebody came and sat next to me, oh man, my spidey senses were like, I'm in fucking danger because it's not right. If something is going on for someone to do that.
I know. Isn't it sad that, you know, people can't sit next to each other? Anyway, she managed to move to another carriage. She did have the spidey sense too, even though she had been obviously drugged. And then while she was moving to the other carriage, she noticed two men watching her. And they weren't just watching, they were like talking to each other. And then when she got off at the next stop, they followed. And that's when it clicked. She wasn't faint. She wasn't hypoglycemic. She remembered videos that she'd seen online about a drug nicknamed Devil's Breath, and suddenly the whole thing made sense.
Okay.
She believed the woman with the newspaper maybe was wafting it with the newspaper.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's also quite an unusual
thing to do.
Action, walking down the centre of the carriage.
Exactly. She believed she'd been drugged and the men were waiting to take advantage of her. So you asked the question, Michelle, and I'm sure everybody else is asking, unless they know what it is, what is Devil's Breath? Well, its real name is scopolamine, and I hope I've said that right, or scopolamine. Scopolamine, or mean.
Scopolamine.
Also known as hyoscine. And here's where it gets complicated because it isn't an underground street drug. It's actually prescribed here in the UK. You can get it over the counter for travel sickness. And it's used in hospitals, in surgeries, palliative care, even by astronauts dealing with space motion sickness.
Okay, so it's a fairly common drug, but it's being used in a weird way, or is it being methylated or something?
Misused. When it's being misused, it can be terrifying.
It's awful.
Obviously. Yeah. It interferes with something called acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter essential for memory, learning, and decision-making. And when that's blocked, the brain struggles to form memories or assess danger properly. when doctors have used it in hospitals, they noticed patients becoming unusually chatty and revealing under its effects, which led to its brief use as an early truth serum, because it's been around a while.
Right.
Because in some extreme cases, it can make people highly suggestible, disoriented, compliant, and later they remember little or nothing.
Interesting. I was listening to a podcast recently where, and it wasn't that long ago, it was in the 70s, they were still administering truth serum in America along with polygraphs to determine whether somebody was innocent or guilty.
Well, it was probably devil's breath.
Yeah, probably. Fucking terrifying. Why would you agree to take that?
I don't know. But in parts of South America, particularly Colombia, this drug has gained a reputation as a criminal weapon. And there's a bunch of stories on Reddit that talk about awful things happening.
Like what?
Under the influence of this. Go over and have a look. I've provided a link. I'm not even going to talk about them because I don't know if they're true or just urban legend, like the two stories we told earlier. Reports say that victims have been robbed, assaulted, even led to empty their own bank accounts without fully understanding what's happening. And this drug, scopolamine, is colorless, odorless, tasteless. You don't know you're taking it. And I don't know how they do administer, whether it's like I've heard that the people have been blowing it in your face or hand you a credit card. When you touch it, it goes through the skin. But is it actually happening here in the UK? Well, the cases are rare, but not unheard of.
Oh, okay.
And actually in Paris in 2015, arrests were made that involved a scopolamine facilitated, or many robberies under scopolamine. And in recent years, there's a small number of Londoners who have reported symptoms which are consistent with exposure after incidents on public transport.
Shit.
But if you remember that episode that we did, and we rehashed it recently about the needle pricking.
Yes.
Is it real? Or is it the power of suggestion?
Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, I think if you were pricked, you'd be like, it fucking happened.
Yeah.
If you were that girl on the tube and suddenly everything's wobbly and you had a woman sit next to you and suddenly two men are waiting for you and getting off.
That's definitely a dodgy scenario.
It's really dodgy scenario. And shit like that does happen. You know, I mean, I think I've talked to you before about a friend of mine many years ago when we were at university. We'd gone to Sydney, we're dancing at Q Bar when I think that still existed. And she, I'm sure, she was drunk, but I think maybe given something.
Right.
And a whole group of guys were going, yeah, she's coming with us, bye. And I'm like, no, she's fucking not.
No.
And they were literally escorting her out the door.
Wow.
And she was like, I'm fine, they're really nice. And I'm like, no. And she still thanks me.
Oh, gosh.
For saving her from a potential horrible situation. You just don't know what people's intentions are.
Eavesdroppin'.
Deborah Oscar, the woman who experienced this and reported into the Metro paper, she fears that this could become more common, and she's warned that London would be the perfect environment for something like this to go unnoticed.
Right, because people don't report it because they think, I don't know what just happened then. I felt a bit weird.
Yeah.
Did I just have one drink too many?
Did it happen?
There have been times on the tube, especially in the summer, where you're so hot that you do get a bit dizzy, you do feel a bit faint. Maybe people think it's just temperature change because you do in the winter go from like freezing cold outside to hot in the underground. So people could just potentially wave it off as something else.
Yeah. But listen, it's not a mind-control drug, scopolamine. It won't turn people into obedient zombies like the way that some headlines say. And like I said, it has this reputation as a truth serum as well, which is mythical. I'm not 100% sure if that's really what they used or did they use a variation of it. But what it can do, like I said before, is strip away your ability to assess danger. And in the early 20th century, I find this quite interesting, Michelle, because you keep talking about the TV show Severance, and this reminds me a little bit of that. It was sometimes used in childbirth to dull pain or even make women forget about it.
What?
And if you remember the show Severance, without giving spoilers away, there was a lady who, at a maternity retreat,
Yes.
she met someone and then she didn't remember them again afterwards because every time she had loads of kids and every time she had a baby, she just didn't remember because she
was severed.
Severed, yeah, exactly.
Yes. Although that birthing retreat looked fucking fantastic. I would have
did look
loved
nice.
a cabin like that. It was beautiful.
There's no evidence, but it's mentioned in my resources that it was used in Nazi interrogations, but still scant evidence on there.
Yeah, but they used so many things.
Yeah. But listen, we don't know how much is true, but from a pharmacological viewpoint, the idea that someone could become instantly zombie-like just because of a powder being blown into their face, experts say it's pretty unlikely. And it's not just that. There's also big question marks over the stories about the robberies where this drug is supposedly delivered on a business card or puffed straight at someone. A lot of medical professionals are basically saying that's not how drugs actually work.
Okay.
Which is why experts and police forces in countries where this has happened repeatedly say the same thing. They say, stay alert, trust sudden changes in how your body feels. If something feels off, move, get help, make noise. But is it true or false? This is the thing. I don't know. A lot of scientists are deeply skeptical. And there's a professor of pharmacology at UCL, Val Curran, who says that these stories often lack toxicology evidence, much like my prick story from before.
Yeah.
They said, you get these scare stories and nobody actually knows what substance was involved. The idea that it's scopolamine is a bit far-fetched, because it could be anything. And former forensic scientist Dr. Les King, he says there's no solid evidence, so there's no way of kind of knowing because there's no drug tests being done and it's not coming back as positive.
Yeah.
It's just rumour, really, at the moment.
Speculation.
In fact, European Monitoring Centre for Drugs and Drug Addiction has never recorded scopolamine being used like this.
Okay.
And also, it's hard to get hold of.
Not that hard if it's used for all pharmacological things.
Well, Professor Les King said it isn't something you can buy on the street like a legal high. Chemical suppliers would be extremely reluctant to sell it. And it's not recreational. No one takes it for pleasure. And the other, Val Curran, also describes it as being horrible stuff.
Right.
And in high doses, it would incapacitate you. But then so would alcohol, Valium, or other sedatives. And the idea that it removes free will entirely is more myth than science, really.
Yeah. But I mean, when you were telling that story, it wasn't as if this girl lost her will. She just felt weird and got off the train.
Yeah, that's what happened. Nothing else happened as far as the Metro reported. However, in 2019, the UK's first known murder linked to scopolamine was reported when Irish dancer Aidan Murphy was poisoned by thieves.
What?
Aidan Murphy was a 43-year-old champion Irish dancer. He was creative, talented, and deeply loved by those who knew him. And sadly, Michelle, he was found dead in his South London flat in June 2019.
Jesus.
It turns out Adrian had been targeted through Grindr by a 25-year-old man called Joel Ossie. And according to the court, Ossie met Adrian, gained his trust, and then slipped scopolamine into his can of Coke. And after Adrian was drugged, Ossie and his accomplice, an 18-year-old girl called Diana Christie, allegedly set about stealing everything they could from Adrian. They tried to spend more than 60 grand using Adrian's credit card, and CCTV later showed Ossie arriving at Adrian's flat and then leaving 2 hours later with a hold-all stuffed with laptops, phones, bank cards, designer bags, clothes, everything.
Oh, that's so awful.
And while he was inside the flat, it was proven in court that Ossie was calling and messaging Diana Christie repeatedly, and she later arrived and helped him move all these stolen items.
Yeah, just clearing out the flat. Terrible.
And the thing is, with scopolamine, an overdose can lead to a dangerously fast heart rate, dilated pupils, toxic psychosis, confusion, vivid hallucinations, seizures, or coma. And I'm assuming that this is what happened to poor Adrian.
Yeah.
And what makes it more disturbing, Michelle, is that Adrian wasn't their first target. Because days earlier, the pair had targeted another man, a 40-year-old from Walthamstow, who survived the poisoning but was also robbed. Luckily, he went to police, and this is how they helped to identify Ossie and Christie.
My God, I wonder where they got the scopolamine.
I have no idea.
Terrible. That's the thing with these dating apps. You don't know who you're meeting. You know, we love love. I love love. You love love.
Love, love. Love and love.
Love and love. You hope that everybody is with the same intention as you, just to meet, maybe fall in love. If not, no hard feelings, you move on.
But this is why Aussie deliberately targeted men he met on dating apps, because he hoped or believed that they would be too embarrassed to report what had happened because they'd been sucked in, catfished, whatever.
Yeah.
But pathology tests did confirm that it was scopolamine in Adrian's system, and traces were found in a Coke can left at the scene. And police also recovered belongings from both victims at Diana Christie's address in Tottenham. Police described the crime as callous and calculated, and they said that Aussie knowingly used a dangerous drug in pursuit of what he thought would be easy money, but ended up leaving poor Adrian dead.
Oh, my God. So now he's in jail.
Well, yeah, he is. Absolutely. He was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 32 years, and Diana Christie was also jailed for at least 16 years for her role in the murder.
You can't do that. You know, this poor guy, Irish dancer, lovely chap, just wanted a bit of love, maybe a hookup, doesn't deserve to die.
No. I mean, then there have been lots of other murders that have happened that way. There's famously a spate of them that happened about 10 years ago, I think. People who want to make an easy buck, and then they're coming in your space, like coming right up to your face with a camera, if that was actually true.
Yeah.
Or coming into your house under false pretenses of getting intimate and then drugging you.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
Guys, you've got to be really careful out there, or in your own home even.
Well, you know, my old story that I trotted out a couple of seasons ago of being in LA and meeting a guy and getting roofied, and luckily having some kind of inkling and not drinking the whole drink. Otherwise, fuck knows what would have happened to me. I could have been chopped up, Dexter-kitted, who knows?
God knows.
All of those awful things. And I just went out with this guy with an open mind and an open heart. Just like, oh, you know, meet someone new, go for a beer.
How are you meant to trust people?
I think you have to just put it down to an isolated incident and just think, I'll keep my wits about me. But if you shut off and think everybody's horrible, you'd never leave the house.
No, that's true.
You know, you just feel like, as a woman, I'm a target. I can't do anything. So you've got to just kind of, in a way, get schizophrenic about it and be like, okay, I'm going to separate. That shit thing happened, but it's not forever.
But also for men, you know, gay men using Grindr, they will also be targeted for various things. And just because they want to meet someone and have experiences, which all of us as humans are allowed to do.
Yes.
That somebody is going to take advantage of you is just horrifying.
Yeah, but what's worse is if you're just lying in your bed because you got an Uber.
I know.
And someone's in your fucking house. Like, you didn't do anything to invite that. Not that anybody ever invites that, but...
Well, apart from earning good money and having a fancy handbag, that was the crime, according to the story. How the story was put was, it was obvious she had this amazing lifestyle. So then what do? Do you take off your rings when you go out? What's the point of having them? What's the point of having your bags?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, when I went to Cape Verde, I was told, take all your gold jewelry off.
Right.
And so you do. It's like, why would I want to be a target? You just fall in with the culture. I mean, what's going to happen to me when I win that Amaze house?
Well,
5 million house. Am I going to get targeted?
Get in that house, lock that door, get your security system up and running, turn it on, get your Beware of the Dog sign out.
Yes.
Never leave the house, Michelle. Luckily, we can podcast from home now.
Do you know what? I wouldn't need to if I won that 5 million Amaze house, which I did buy a ticket or two.
A ticket. You might need a few
two.
more than that.
Well, it only takes one.
True.
It only takes one. It looks bloody lovely. I would love that house and the million that goes with it. So let's see.
Well, good luck with that, Michelle.
Thank you very much. I still need the eavesdropper vibes to like help me win.
All right. Will we all be allowed to come visit or no?
I'll give you a video tour.
Okay.
How about that?
Thanks.
You can come. You can come. I'll let you come into. It's got a wellness.
How's that?
It's got a bloody sauna inside. It looks lovely.
That's going to cost a bunch to run, though.
I just want it.
I want it. Well, listen, I've seen houses on Omaze that I've wanted. That's why I was subscribing for almost a year. Then I gave up. I didn't win anything apart from £10 to put back into more tickets.
I mean, the thing is, it is for charity as well. So,
Yay.
there is a chance to help and do good and win a really fucking nice house.
Do you know what I want to win, actually? On social media, there's all these things going now for winning a motorhome or what do you call those things?
An RV?
No.
Or in Swedish, husbil?
No. It's more like is it motorhome? Not a motorhome as such as a camper van. A camper van. That's it. I don't want a great big, like you say, hus on wheels. I'd prefer to have a camper van with a couple of electric bikes thrown in.
Okay.
To get about.
I have realised that's actually my nightmare.
Really?
Yes, I've done road trips. I've been with a friend who's had a camper van. We did that trip across France. What a fucking nightmare. It's not for me.
Oh.
And I realised that Andreas and I'm always the one navigating. He does the tricky driving. I'm a shit navigator.
Oh.
We argue. Road trips are not our thing.
Oh, dear.
And yet, every now and again, we still go, let's go
dream
on
of
a
it.
road trip. And we do it. And we're
And
like,
then
why do
fight.
we do this? And we're arguing. And yeah, in theory, I love the idea. But in practicality, I love a hotel breakfast.
Okay, yeah. Well,
I
there's
love a hotel breakfast.
a case to be had for both, really.
Yes, there is. Although, on the flip side of that, I do love camping. I love cooking on an open fire.
Yeah, that's
I
good
like
too, for a couple of
sleeping
days.
out. Yeah, for a
Yeah.
few days. But then give me a soft bed and a nice hotel brekkie.
Well, we won't be doing any of that apart from the hotels until the sun comes out, I would say.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're in,
Northern Hemisphere winter.
yes, January is the come down month.
We've just had Blue Monday as well.
What? I don't even know what that is.
Blue Monday is the thing that happens the week after New Year or 2 weeks after New Year, where everybody goes back to work and I think the tax bills are due
Oh,
and
yes.
it's a day of national depression.
Okay, so it's the duvet day, sanctioned duvet day. I mean, I'm lucky we've got blue sky here, blue sky sunshine, but it's fucking cold. It was -17.
Whoa, no wonder you bring the pussy in of a night.
I know. They didn't do the air tag on those cold nights. Let me tell you that for free. So
Oh, gosh.
I sound so miffed, but it's not my cat. Like,
It's not your
do
cat.
you know what I mean?
Let it go.
I have to let it go. I did talk about throwing that bloody air tag in the field, but then
You
they're just
did.
going to find it and put it back
Yeah,
on.
and when they find you, you'll be up for damages or something. They'll probably take you to court, Michelle.
Oh, don't even
Brace yourself.
say that. Brace yourself, Mavis. Well, look, thank you for those horror-inducing stories about not being safe in a cab,
Just thought I'd throw it out there.
not safe in your own home, not safe on a date, not
Not
safe
safe.
in the bar, not safe
Yeah,
on the
but-
tube.
You know what? You're not safe, but what you can do is just continue to wherever you
Oh, my
are.
God.
Terrible segue.
Stay safe, stay gorgeous, don't go inhaling any weird substances on the tube, and until then...
Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out.
Yes, breathe out. And until then, wherever you are,
Whatever you do,
just keep
eavesdropping.
dropping.
Eavesdropping, eavesdropping, dropping, eavesdropping, dropping, eavesdropping, eavesdropping,
Dropping, dropping.
Ouch.